We didn't hit the Okefenokee at sunrise. We rolled in around 10 in the morning, and honestly, that felt right for today because this wasn't a race the light kind of trip. This was a slow water day, a pay attention day, and before we even reached the launch, the swamp started talking right along the road in. We spotted deer grazing calm, unbothered, like we were the ones late. That's always my first reminder out here. We're the visitors. We got the boat set, slid in at the launch, and eased out into the canal headed toward Billy's Lake. The canal is a different kind of beautiful. It's not wide open scenic water. It's more like a hallway, trees tight to the edge, shadows on the surface, and that tan and dark water making everything feel deeper than it is. And if you're not careful, the canal will trick you. It feels easy, so your mind tries to speed up, but the Okefenokee is better when you stay slow. I try to keep a simple standard in tight water like this. Eyes up, paddle quiet, and don't rush a turn just because the boat feels stable in a swamp. Stable can be a trick of the light. We made our way down and opened up into Billy's Lake, and as soon as you hit open water, the whole place changes. The breeze gets a little more honest. The sky feels bigger, and you can see that line where swamp turns into lake, like the land decided to back up and give the water room to breathe. We started paddling across Billy's Lake, taking our time. No rushing, no trying to beat the day, just steady movement and long looks. And about halfway across, we saw something that lit the whole day up, a doe right at the water's edge standing there feeding on leaves off a bush.
Isn't that gorgeous? Look at that. This is why we do this.
Not spooked, not rushed, just steady. That kind of moment makes you talk quieter without thinking about it, because you don't want to break it. Out there, it wasn't just the deer. We saw birds the whole day, white egrets, blue herons, robins, and plenty of other small birds moving in the brush and tree line. If you watch long enough, you realize the swamp isn't quiet. It's just not loud in human ways. You hear it in layers. A soft wing beat, a call you can't place. Insects that get louder when you stop talking, and water that makes a sound every time your paddle blade lifts and drips back into the lake after Billy's.
Look how beautiful this is. The scenery, the little passes through here, and the trees on both sides. It's just absolutely gorgeous.
We turned into the canoe trail headed toward Minnie's Lake, and this is where the Okefenokee starts feeling like the Okefenokee. That trail gets tight in spots. Cypress knees close to the boat, Spanish moss hanging low, and turns that make you slow down whether you want to or not. And I love that because tight water forces good decisions. You can't daydream through it. You have to steer. You have to look ahead. You have to move with intention. This is one of those places where the best skill isn't strength, it's restraint. A quiet paddle, a clean line through the turn, and the discipline to slow down before the trail forces you to. Along that trail,
How y'all doing? Y'all been fishing?
Yes.
Catch any?
Not yet.
Look how narrow this passage is. Very narrow. Guys, it's absolutely beautiful out here. It's such a nice day. The weather's held up great. But look at these passages, they're so small. You just have to weave through them, but it's gorgeous. Look at this tree. Wow. Beautiful.
we started seeing holly trees loaded with red berries, and birds were all over them, hopping in and out, feeding like it was a buffet. It felt like one of those scenes you could paddle through 100 times and still notice something new every pass.
That's pretty neat. A holly tree growing out of a cypress tree.
Yeah, I'm getting the squirrels playing right there. Squirrels. I don't know if y'all can see the squirrel right there.
Then the trail opened up into Minnie's Lake, and Minnie's is special. It has that untouched feel, big old cypress trees standing in open water, moss draped down like curtains, and that kind of stillness that makes you sit up straighter. We started paddling through the lake, and this is where we spotted the gators. 4, maybe 5.
This is a very unexpected surprise.
Where we was going to go pull up, we still will. There's about a 6-foot gator, 7-foot gator.
Laying up on floating vegetation like they were sunbathing on a living raft. And I know some folks hear alligators and their whole body tenses up, but today was cold, mid-50s. When it's cool like that, they're not burning energy. They're saving it, staying still, letting the sun do the work. Still doesn't mean harmless. It just means you respect distance, keep your line, and don't get loud or curious.
About an 8-foot gator. See all the mud on him. He buries himself in the mud to stay warm. They're not active at all right now with this cool weather. Tina was to fall in. He wouldn't even come after her. He doesn't have the energy.
Yeah, I can't find his tail. It's all
Buried in the
mud. Yeah. They bury themselves in the mud to stay warm and save their energy.
And right here, right in Minnie's, it hit me why this place is called what it's called, Okefenokee, land of the Trembling Earth, because the ground out here isn't always ground. It's floating vegetation. It's peat and roots and wet soil held together like a mattress. You can look at it and think it's solid until it shifts, until it trembles. And that's the whole lesson of a swamp. If you ask me, don't trust. What looks firm, read what's real. While we were in Minnie's Lake, Tina gave us a quick history lesson.
Tina, you want to tell us the history of Minnie's Lake?
Minnie's Lake doesn't announce itself. It sits quietly off the main routes, connected by narrow water paths, very narrow, that only make sense once you've already inside the swamp. Unlike many named places, Minnie Lake isn't tied to a famous event or person. Its name likely came from a local resident or settler, someone who knew the land well and left a mark without needing recognition. For generations, the lake served as a resting point along natural travel corridors used by indigenous people, hunters, trappers, and later by those working in the swamp. It was never a destination meant to be conquered. It was a place just to pause, rest, relax, enjoy the scenery.
Oh, that's pretty awesome.
What makes Minnie's Lake stand out is how little it's changed. Sheltered from heavy logging and distanced from major routes, it retains the feeling of an untouched interior. The water is dark and still, sound travels far, and movement is very slow. This is a place that teaches us patience. Yes, it does. Nothing rushes you here. The lake doesn't demand attention, it waits for it.
That's awesome.
Yep, I think so too.
Thank you, ma'am.
Welcome.
One of those little moments that makes a trip feel more anchored because it's easy to come out here and treat it like scenery. But this place has a story, and you feel different when you remember that. once we were through Minnie's. We started down a narrow canoe trail headed toward Floyd's Island, and this is where I made a mistake. I forgot to get a map. Now, not having a map didn't turn into an emergency today, but it did turn into uncertainty, and uncertainty isn't always danger. Sometimes it's just wait. You start doing math in your head. How far is it? How long have we been paddling? How long will it take to get back? And we had a hard rule on. This trip we had to be off the water by 5. Park rules, so we paddled a while toward Floyd's. And at some point we looked at each other and said what needed to be said. Let's stop. Let's eat. Let's reassess. We pulled up to one of the prettiest little spots. Quiet bank, good footing, and just enough breeze to keep it comfortable. We set up chairs and ate simple pre-packed ham sandwiches and leftover potato salad from the day before. Nothing fancy, just fuel, and this might have been the most honest part of the whole day. We relaxed so hard we dozed off. Just a quick nap.
This is what I get after he paddles for a little bit. He's got to take himself a little nap.
The kind you don't plan. The kind your body asks for when it finally feels safe enough to rest. Then I looked down and realized something that made my stomach drop. Major fail for a video maker. I hadn't had the camera on like I thought I did. Not the whole time. Enough time that it mattered, but I'm leaving it in the story because that's real. That's how it goes sometimes. You get caught living the day and you forget you're filming it. And honestly, maybe that's not the worst problem to have. After lunch, we had to make a call. It was around 2 o'clock. We still weren't sure how much farther Floyd's Island was.
You can see on the map here, we put in here, Stephen Foster State Park, paddled out into Billy's Lake, through Minnie's Lake. This is where we saw the alligators at. We come down, this is a small trail trying to make it to Floyd's Island. We think it was about right here. It was almost to Floyd's Island where we stopped and had lunch. But we didn't have a map, so we didn't know how much further we had to go. So we turned around and headed back out.
Bobby?
I don't know. I think I got that on camera. Can we do it again? How do you wind up that way in the canoe, baby?
I was hanging in a tree.
Well, are you a squirrel or a monkey?
Apparently so today.
And we knew we had to be back at the takeout and loaded up before 5, so we decided to head back. No regret, no forcing it. We'll come back for Floyd's when we do the overnight. And heading back, everything got easier because now we were going with the flow of the water instead of pushing against it. Same trail, same turns, same tight spots. But the boat just felt lighter. We passed a couple of other people paddling the trail. Quiet folks, steady pace, doing the same thing we were doing, letting the swamp set the terms when we made it back to Minnie's Lake.
That is a big Mac Daddy right there. He is huge. Holy moly.
That's the biggest one we've seen yet.
Yes, it is. All right, get us going because I don't want to be still.
We saw the same gators in the same spots, still laying there like statues with the weather in the 50s. Today, they're not very active. They're conserving energy, and it hit me again. Sometimes the world stays exactly the same, and you're the one that comes back different. We kept moving back toward Billy's Lake.
Hi, how are you?
And we passed a tour boat full of people taking in the swamp.
I remember you guys from earlier. I think I remember you filming.
Yes,
Do you do it for YouTube or?
we do.
We do.
Yep. Blackwater Outdoor Journey.
You said Blackwater. What's that?
Wait, what's the YouTube channel?
Blackwater Outdoor
Watch where you
Journey.
going, Tina. Watch where you going.
Oh, we got that on camera. Yeah. Y'all have a good day. Thank you.
I like seeing that because it reminds me this place isn't hidden. It's not some secret, but it still feels wild if you treat it with respect.
I want to thank everybody for watching our videos. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button. We're doing pretty good, and we appreciate everybody that's been a part of these journeys that we've been on. We're looking forward to the spring and the summer where we can get back out here more and get some more videos going. We got a lot of trips planned this summer. We can go down to Suwannee. We're gonna hit the Satilla River. We're gonna finish up St. Mary's River. And we're gonna spend a few nights in the Okefenokee. So be some good trips and some good videos. Now don't forget to hit that subscribe button and that notification button. That'll let you know when the new videos come out. Try to put them out Sundays at afternoon between 2 and 6. Again, thank y'all for watching. If you like our videos, go check out our school at school.com, school with a K. And look up outdoor wilderness camp skills. I've got all kind of courses and stuff out there for learning for people that don't know how to get out in the woods or in the water and camp and all that kind of stuff. There's all kind of information and courses and stuff out there where you can learn to go do this yourself. Right, team?
Yes, there's also people that interact with you that know how to do this stuff that just want to chat with you or
share their stories
and it's very interesting, and the communication on there is great.
I've got people from all over the world that's part of my community. I've got people from South Korea. I've got people from Austria, from the Philippines to Alaska to Canada, all in Europe, all over the United States as part of this community. And it's a growing community, and it's just going to get bigger and bigger. And
we welcome anybody and everybody.
If you do join, look it up and do join. Let me know you found me on the YouTube. We'd love to have you part of the community. Outdoor wilderness camp skills. If you're part of the community, or if you watch us and follow us on YouTube and you subscribe on YouTube, if you'll find my email on my YouTube channel and send me an email telling me that you want a sticker, I'll send you one of these Blackwater Outdoor Journeys sticker. For anybody that'll send me an email telling me that they want one, I'll send them one. And has joined the community. Thank y'all. I've got one more offer too, and this doesn't require anything. You just send me an email, and I've got a Blackwater Paddler's Guide that has about 9 trips that you can take inside the Okefenokee. It has the plan, complete plan for the trips, whether it's a 1 night, 2 night, or 3 night trips, with food, gear, everything for the trips inside the Okefenokee. I have the complete Suwannee River planned out all the way through, from putting in here at the swamp to taking you all the way to the Gulf Coast in Florida. I have the St. Mary's River from its origin in Moniac, Georgia, all the way to St. Mary's where it meets the Atlantic Ocean. I have the Satilla River from its origin just north of Waycross, Georgia, to where it meets up with the Crooked River over in Woodbine, Georgia. I have the Withlacoochee River complete guide. I have the Alapahaw River complete guide, all in this 35-page pamphlet. So I have it in PDF form. If you would like that, send me an email also, and I'll send you a copy. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button. Thank y'all. If you like what we're doing here and you want to support us, you can find me on Buy Me a Coffee, or you can find us on Patreon. Support us that way. You can support us on YouTube by joining membership on YouTube and There's all kind of different ways you can support us if you like the channel and want to see more of this. You don't have to, but we would appreciate it. Oh yeah, and we've got apparel. I forgot about that. We've got shirts, we've got hats, we've got
Mugs, coffee cups.
what are these? Mugs, like a little insulated mug. We've got t-shirts, we've got jackets, we've got all kind of stuff. Leggings for the women. You'll find that at blackwatoroutdoors.co. blackwatoroutdoors.co. Check it out. You can find all our videos there. You can find all our links to everything there. My link tree's there with everything on it, and you can find multiple different ways that you could support us or just join us and join us on the community. Look at this pretty area. If I can hold the camera right. Isn't that pretty up in there? About back out to Billy's Lake now. We're only about 30 minutes from getting back to the landing. Still got plenty of time. It's only 3:20. So you got to be off the water here by 5 p.m. So
Unless you're staying the night.
Unless you're staying the night, then you stay all night. And then you stay all night. I see that matting right there, them roots all up there. If it was summertime, there would be alligators laid all up on that. That's exactly where them ones we seen earlier, they was laid on the root mat like that. And that's where it gets its name from, the Okefenokee, which means the land of the trembling earth. You can walk on it, but you're liable to fall through it or smash through it because it's peat moss or peat that just comes up from the ground from underneath. We get here to the lake, we're going to let Tina tell us a little story.
Billy's Island takes its name from Billy Bowlegs. Nicole. I'm not sure if I'm pronouncing that correctly because he was a Seminole leader who lived during the final years of resistance against forced removal in the 1800s. By that time, the Seminole people had already been pushed from much of Florida. Those who remained moved deeper into the swamp where soldiers struggled to follow. The Okefenokee became both shelter and shield, a place where knowledge of water, seasons, and movement mattered more than numbers of firepower. Billy Bowlegs is not remembered for great battles, he was remembered for endurance. He and his people moved through the swamp quietly using deep and confusion, deep, using taps, excuse me, and confusion as protection. Soldiers could march all day and find nothing but water and cypress while Seminoles slipped past quietly and unseen. Eventually, exhaustion and pressure forced Bowlake and his people to leave Florida, not through defeat, but through necessity. He never surrendered in battle. He left because survival demanded it. The lake that carries his name reflects that history. Still water, slow movement, a place that doesn't reveal itself all at once. It reminds you that survival is often quiet, patient, and unseen. That is my little story.
When we got back to Billy's Lake, Tina gave us another short history lesson, and I'm glad she did. Places like this deserve to be known beyond the surface. Not just visited, remembered. We turned back into the canal headed toward the launch, and on the way back, the wind picked up pretty good. If we'd been paddling the whole return, it could have made for a rough finish, but we had the trolling motor. Going dot, and then we got the biggest surprise of the day. Jet black otter, it came out of the water and ran across a wide stretch of floating vegetation like it was nothing, fast, smooth, gone. It happened so quick, we only got a small part on video.
I don't know if y'all can see right there, but there's an otter trying to do my best to bring him in, but I'm not doing a very good job filming. Yep. Wait for him to come out. He went in the water right there. I see where he's swimming. Y'all can see the water rippling. Okay. Okay.
But it was enough to make the whole trip feel like a gift, because you can paddle all day and never see that. And then sometimes you get one flash of wildness and it sticks with you. I also want to say thank you to everybody who's subscribed to the channel, and to the folks who've been watching these trips, leaving comments and sharing stories. It matters. And if you want to go deeper than just watching trips, we do have our school community outdoor wilderness camp skills. That's where we share practical systems and the judgment side of this lifestyle, the stuff you learn by doing it. And if you want a free sticker, send me an email. I'll get one out to you. No catch. Just appreciation.
All right, we're headed down the home stretch now. We fixing to turn in here. All right, everybody, y'all can see we're at the landing. So we had a really good trip today. Quick in and out, Okefenokee Swamp, Stephen Foster State Park in Fargo, Georgia. I hope y'all enjoyed it. Did you enjoy it, Mama?
I had a really good day.
Mama had a good day today.
Even though you about knocked me out of the boat twice.
Even though I about knocked her out of the boat. But,
Twice.
oh well. She didn't fall all the way out. So,
I was hanging at a tree.
hope y'all enjoyed it. If y'all did, hit that subscribe button for more. And we'll see y'all next time. Thank y'all. Blackwater Outdoor Journeys.
And headed home. And just like the way in, we saw deer again beside the road on the way out. Same calm, same steady presence, like the swamp was closing the loop on the day. So to sum it up, we had a great day on the water. We saw deer, birds, gators, and otter, and a whole lot of Okefenokee stillness that you can't really explain unless you've been here. And the plan is to come back in a couple weeks when it warms up a bit and spend a night or two camping on Floyd's Island. Next time we'll have the map. Next time we'll go all the way. But today was exactly what it needed to be. A day trip, a slow trip, a reminder that you don't have to conquer a place like this. You just have to move through it with attention. Where the map ends, the wild begins. Stay rugged